This is how I found out I was in a room full of white illegal immigrants in Cape Town. I went to this, I was looking for a house and I wanted a house of a specific amount of money. When you go over a certain income bracket, it becomes special. It's like they have to set things up like you're a very special person and everything and that jazz. First you get vetted, your finances get vetted, and then after that the big wigs start meeting with you before you even look for a house. I kept meeting these big wigs one at a time, and then eventually there was some sort of like a conference and they all came, real estate agents, blah blah blah, you name it, because the house I was looking for, it wasn't for me, it was for a friend, and it was very expensive. I was acting as proxy, and South Africa just doesn't have that kind of real estate. I don't have that kind of money, but my friend does. Anyway, about 30 something real estate agents took me to lunch because they were going to scour literally the whole of the Western Cape for such a house, right? It's my opinion that my friend is going to have to build such a house, right? Anyway, I asked a question. There was this chandelier at the restaurant, and it apparently was done by a white South African female who is a total celebrity. I thought it was the ugliest thing on God's green earth. I thought, oh my God, this thing is so ugly, right? So I kept looking at it. Then I said, okay, South Africans, tell me why you all think this is great art, because art is cultural, right? I said, so tell me why you all think this is great art. The chandelier was done by a white South African woman. The room was full of white people, and in my head they were all white South African, right? So I asked the whole room, somebody come and explain to me what makes this artist so great from your cultural perspective, so that I can understand this junk right here that you are telling me costs about 230,000 rand and it's only one a piece. I mean, I ain't buying that junk. But anyway, that's exactly what I was saying. Then there was silence in the room because there was no Afrikaner in that room and there was no English South African in that room. There was absolute silence. And then eventually, one woman who I knew for a fact because she told me herself, which was trying to be friends, one woman who said, I came to South Africa 7 months ago on holiday from England and I never went back. I told my husband I'm not coming back. I'm on a visitor's visa and my husband has had to follow me. So we are on visitors' visas, but we are just having a good time and we're just going to stay. She said, well, she tried to explain it, but she couldn't because she doesn't understand white South African culture. So I said to her, why are you explaining this to me anyway? You're not South African. Then she said, well, nobody in this room is South African. We all just came on holiday and stayed. And everybody laughed. Like literally everybody laughed. So I turned around and I said, is this true? And they said, yeah. You just come in with a visitor's visa. They never bother you about your driver's license and your particulars. None of them had South African IDs. But guess what? They were wheeling and dealing in millions of US dollars in that room. And none of that money was going to the South African government, but the assets being traded were all 100% South African. That is theft in hundreds of millions of rands. That's when I collected these stories. And then, like, the length of time I was in Cape Town, I literally met about 5 real white South Africans. 5. 5. The rest are illegal, and the rest are stripping South Africa of its assets and taking it back to Italy, England, Portugal. Those were the 3 major ones, but I'm sure there are more. So yeah, I really do think my ancestors' people are concentrating on the wrong illegal aliens.